When I see a girl that is pregnant, no, like baby daddy, like the baby daddy left her.
Yeah.
She hasn't had no money.
So whose fault is it then? Who chose the man? Who chose to have a kid? Who did all that? You could say, I don't want this kid. You could have did contraceptive. You could have so many things to stop that from going. Or when
Same.
Not really.
And what happened when after 5 years, 10 years of marriage, a 30-year-old woman with kids can do with her life after being with a working
you better
for
pick the
10
right
years.
person. So you better pick the right
It's
person.
always the woman's fault.
Yeah, you got to pick the right guy.
And it's never the fault. They never have no responsibility.
I'm not saying it's not his fault.
They always have all the liability.
But she gonna have to deal with it more.
Wow.
But so what the facts are then?
If I have I will not fuck up.
Hey, you gotta relax. I hope you don't
know
keep
what I
on
mean?
saying that. You
Like,
6'7" now with that damn voice. You're scaring everybody. Women don't want them regular dudes. So why are they even doing that? They put themselves in that predicament for with a great white when you shouldn't be in the ocean with this guy unless you know what you signed up for.
Oh, listen, if you're a woman and a guy fuck you over, it's your fault.
Yes.
It's your fault. It's not the fault of the guy for being a
He's You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I just feel like this time in my life, all the time in my life, I'm so focused on me, and I got big dreams, and I've done a lot in life, but I want to go to the
yeah,
max.
that's the thing. Like, what are you gonna like? I think that people is just like not beating the matrix when it comes to that.
Yeah.
People think that they are programmed to like born, work and reproduce, and that's it. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't born to make other people happy.
Right.
I born because this life is mine.
Talk to him.
Because I want to be happy and I want to experience as much as I can until the last day I'm dying on earth.
Damn right.
So I don't want to like put things on my back that are gonna make it heavier for me to walk the path that I want to walk. You know what I mean?
like that.
You know, like, so I'm not into kids. I'm not looking for no man right now. I just enjoy it with my friends.
Freedom.
I enjoy my freedom, my life, experiencing new things, and I'm happy where I'm at.
Yeah.
And
that's a blessing.
I know people that have kids, usually they're not as happy. So
I believe
so I know it's like if you're not like mature and you heal yourself, why are you gonna like bring another human being in the world?
Talk to him.
And pass to like that trauma.
Talk to him.
You know what I mean? That's a little selfish for me.
I believe so too.
When I see a girl that is pregnant, no, like baby daddy, like the baby daddy left her.
Yeah.
She hasn't had no money. I'm not saying that it's her fault, but I'm saying that damn. A little like.
So whose fault is it then? Who chose the man? Who chose to have a kid? Who did all that?
Yeah, but I think that that's a little like. I think here in America there is a way that always the woman is blamed for everything, right?
But I'm asking.
I understand what she chose,
right?
But at the same time, the same way that you guys say that, oh, she chose him. Listen, a lot of men. Because that's the thing, like women know this, men don't know this. The same way that you know what type of women you can find, we know what type of men a woman can find. You just don't know our like point of view because you don't date men.
Right.
But there are a lot of men that fake their entire personality.
True.
They totally sell you a whole new person, a whole person that then disappears out of nowhere.
Right.
So I understand that they got deceived. It's still their fault because.
So whose fault is it?
Both.
No.
Hold on. Yeah, nah. Here's the thing about it. That whole a man can just do the bait and switch situation, that's why, I'm gonna be honest, we need to have more fathers in these women's lives, because usually fathers, brothers, cousins, uncles, those gonna be the men that's gonna be able to mitigate the risk of some dude coming in, shooting up the club and just disappearing. Most dudes put pressure on other men. If you choosing these guys that are like Bruce Wayne, that could be in your life in 1 second and out in another second, you gonna be the problem at that point because you chose him. And if you don't let any men in your life meet that guy, it's gonna fall back on you. There's no way you can have all that power and no responsibility. It just doesn't work like that.
It's both.
No.
It's both. You as a man, you leave your family, you put a baby on somebody and you decide to just like leave both of them. That's your fault. You're failing as a man.
That's true, but you chose that man to lay down with.
Exactly, but
and
that man left and he's not taking care of the kid either. So it's both of you all fault.
Yeah, but who's going through the most? You could say, I don't want this kid. You could have did contraceptive. You could have so many things to stop that from going. Or when
Same.
Not really.
Same, because
think about, if I got you pregnant, I'd be like, don't have the kid.
But the thing is, like, here in America, you guys don't see kids as a responsibility and a liability. You men think that having a kid doesn't mean that you have to lock in and be present on the life of the kid. And that's not okay. That's just not how it's in Europe. In Europe, that's why people like take so long to have babies in Europe, because in Europe, until you're not like almost 30, you don't have no kids.
Yeah, you gotta take care of them.
You're right. A lot of women have babies from an emotional response or response to trap a man. But here's the thing about it. Men get punished if you don't take care of your kids. You got child support that's going to be hunting your ass until that child is 18 or 26. You also going to have the fact that you possibly going to lose your license, ability to work, and you can also get locked up. So no, men, we might not think about it on the forefront, but no, there is a covering that will definitely hold us accountable if we just shoot the club up and run, which is why those things are in place to still protect the woman.
You don't have no kids because you need to be stable. You need to like have a life. You need to make sure that you have a good partner by your side, because at the end of the day, it's not about who is the fault. It's about the creature, the kid that is now in this world, and it's a mom and a dad. So if we're talking about whose fault it is, I don't give a the kid needs to be raised. The kid needs to be happy. The kid needs to be provided for.
But somebody goddamn still made the wrong decision, and she could have stopped
both of them, because the same way that she could have used like birth control, he could have put a condom on. He could have nutted outside. So it's both of them.
Okay, but happens this, right? Because this happens a lot too. So what if we decided, we did that, boom, 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 right? And you got pregnant. We didn't use protection, you got pregnant. I say, I don't want to have a kid.
So then you're stupid.
Right.
Yeah. If the baby daddy tells you I don't want to have a kid, and you still like want to follow through, and you have no money, no career,
so
no
who has
nothing,
the most control in that situation?
So that means that's your fault.
Right. So what I'm saying is,
I was thinking about the situation where you have a partner, and you guys are together, and you guys go through the whole pregnancy, and then in the last moment when you give birth, he leaves you and he disappears.
That's a bad person.
That's what I mean. But
what Organik is trying to say is that the woman still has ultimate control whether she wants to keep the baby or dismiss the baby. She has ultimate control on that. But guess what? If you let somebody come in your house with muddy boots on, he muddy up your carpet, whose fault is that you let him in to do it?
We're talking about a situation where you guys are just and you get pregnant, and even if you just you still don't have the brains to actually just get an abortion. Sorry.
You can talk this organically speaking.
That's stupid, because I understand it's a bit, but then the same way that the baby has like the right to live, the baby also have the right to have a good life.
For sure.
So if you're gonna provide that for the baby, what the are you doing?
So I say this once again. I hear what you're saying, and I'm not going against you. So what happens is, that's why women gotta choose wisely when they do that, because they have the burden. A guy can always just leave it. It's not right. But a guy can and most likely will. If it's not right. You better not have a kid unless you're married. See, that's the problem.
But that's the thing. Like, people is not on program.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? People don't have standards. People don't like. You know what I mean? Like it's just like for. You know what I mean? And this is actually really like frustrating for me, because I do my only and all that, but at the same time, I still, as I told you, I was a person before doing only and doing only purely for money. You know what I mean? So when I see people that just whatever, people that just like don't use like precautions, I just be like, you just don't really care about your future that much.
Right.
Because
it's like the pot calling the kettle black, because you're 22. But you do OnlyFans, and you saying some people do things not thinking about their future. That's the same thing as you doing OnlyFans. You're very young at 22. You only see the glitz and the glamour. You don't understand the dark side that comes behind doing OnlyFans so early at this young, tender age of yourself. You being 35 or 40, you might look back and say, damn, I shouldn't have did that. You might not. But the thing about it is, you can't say that you're so self-aware that you just know all the things that's going to happen in the future for yourself.
I care so much about my future.
Okay.
I'm so careful about the decisions that I make to make sure that when I'm 40, 50, I don't have to ever touch a like work in my life. Right. My family's set up. Like, everybody's like set up until the day they live. Right. That every decision that I make now is gonna like affect my future. But I think that people is just like, they really don't care. They don't have goals. Like, if you have a goal, you don't be doing all that. You know what I mean?
You'll move better. That's why I always think, I don't think a person should have a kid unless they're married. That's how I feel.
No, for sure, 100%.
That's just how I feel. So if you do your venting and your vetting, once you get married, then if it breaks off then that's different. That's why we don't want no bastards out here. If you out here making bastards, there's people having kids.
Because that's what is happening. When you don't have a family and the baby born, that's why we see like a lot of like broken women in the society. People might say that I'm part of them. It's okay. I have a mom and a dad at home, but it's okay.
You just want to get that money, huh?
Okay, I just want to get that money. You know what I mean? So, broken women, broken men, it just comes from being like in single moms households. And I'm not saying that it's like women's fault, but like being raised without a dad and a stable mom, it just creates a lot of sick ass people.
It's bad.
So you just
I don't think she understand that women control the landscape. If they wanted men to get married before they came up inside of them, men would. like men really acquiesce to what women give when it comes to sexuality. So if we're in a culture right now to where men can get it and they don't have to make no real commitments, and women like their freedom and I like my space and I just want to do this hookup culture, men are gonna learn how to participate in that culture.
It's happening, and now in this society it's harder to find a genuine person than finding, I don't know, like $1 million in the street.
For sure.
It's literally harder.
I agree.
You know?
I agree.
So, yeah.
And most of our community, you know, from the black community,
true.
when I was raised, 75% of us grew up with no dads around. So for us to make it out of that and to be a good person was very, very difficult. So let's get some understanding. I don't judge. I let people be who they are. I'm just asking questions. So, and I'm an optimistic person.
Yeah, of course.
So I want everybody to live the life they want to, but at the same time, we gotta be realistic and go off facts of life.
Yeah.
So if you truly think that overall only girls are getting good husbands and boyfriends for the long term, that's not right.
But that's the thing. Wow. There is no long term in this society in 2025.
That's true in society in general, but it's even harder.
It is not. Like, that's the thing. We come from the fact right now that you think that my goal in life is to find a man.
Never said that.
Okay, no, but that's like kind of like what you're giving me right now.
I'm
like,
not giving you that. You don't got to.
My goal in life, if I find a partner, I know that things don't last forever.
Right.
They don't. So I
see that's a scary mindset to go into things, because that lets you know that the whole idea of a woman growing old with a man and kids is about to disappear. If you got 22-year-olds saying this, that I'm just only here for a good time, not a long time. At 22, you saying that? You have no aspirations to have a family long term with a guy that you really like and appreciate. We're doomed.
don't think that my priority ever is gonna be to find a man desperately. Right. Like, no, it's not. And as I told you, the amount of money that I'm making, I'm putting them places because my life is oriented on making money and enjoying my life. You know what I mean? Maybe you think that is because I'm 22, whatever. I already did the whole wifey shit thing
when you was 19.
For 3 years. 3 years. I ended up the relationship 6 months ago.
Right.
Yeah.
Of course.
And I got over it. Like, it just doesn't work in marriage, relationships, like that. It's literally like just like such like a deceiving.
Brush yourself off again, get back up and try again. You was 19 years old. You weren't that old. Why not get out there and try again if you really want to have a family? You gonna say 19, I did the relationship thing. You don't even know if that was a person you should have even been with.
Thing like it's not my goal in life, and I feel like it's a scam. Like when people say you're never gonna find a partner long term, listen, not even good women find a partner long term in 2025.
60% of marriages end in divorce.
So I don't know what is the big deal. Like people always love to tell me in the comments, you're never gonna find. I mean, well, sadly, 80% of women in America cannot find a good man either.
That's true.
So might as well, since I'm not gonna find the statistics are saying that I'm not gonna find a good man, might as well make as much money as I can so I can create my Lamborghini. Oh, how hard it is to find a man in America.
I like Lamborghini. I like Lamborghini.
Like I'd rather cry with money. Like money doesn't give happiness. It kind of helps.
It helps like a bomb.
Helps. And you know how many good women lover girls, women that are like pure, like they go to church, whatever. You know that they end up getting cheated on as well?
That's a fact.
You know that they get up like getting abused as well?
Yeah.
You know that they end up being like divorced at 30 as well?
Hell yeah.
Like,
but that's still a small percentage. So you can't
it's not a small percentage.
You can't
it's
generalize.
Not a small percentage. We can check the number.
Of course, but I guarantee it's more happy women and things like that.
Happy
went
women
the right
on
way.
a marriage in America, you want to check the numbers.
You can check it up. So you think it's
more percentage. There are the studies that show that like marriage is just like actually like beneficial for men. And
How?
It is.
How? Explain.
It is.
Explain.
Okay.
Please.
What does a man give away to have like a family and to be married? What are you guys giving away? What sacrifices are you guys making?
I mean, you giving away your time, you giving away your money.
Resources.
Of course, that's the main thing. You giving away all your other women you could be having. You giving away a lot. You giving away the things that.
And I'm willing to sacrifice my life for this family. See, that's why I understand. What she don't understand is when you get with a really good guy, that guy's gonna make sure he's doing the most to make sure you are taken care of. See, women don't look at men as a utility anymore because they feel like now I can work, I can get to the bag. You are no use to me. No, we are built different. We're going to think different. If you get a great guy, he's going to be able to think and pick up the slack that you can't pick up.
man worked hard for.
Isn't that what a woman has to give away?
A woman,
and at the same time, she needs to get pregnant, ruin her body, ruin her career opportunities.
She wasn't doing nothing anyway for the most part. For the most part, a woman's going to come into a man's life who's already successful because these women want these certain categories of guys. So they're coming into his life, right? And she's probably not doing that well for the most part anyway.
Sure.
She's then again, we're talking about a small percentage. I think we're just talking about
that's the majority.
Yeah.
That's the majority.
How do you know that that's the majority? How do you know that that's the majority? What do you mean?
But that's normal human life that a man is coming with more.
Explain it again.
Yeah, so a guy's going to come in with more for the most part.
Yeah,
monetarily.
Most part. I see a lot of 50-50 in this society, so I don't really understand what is the
they don't. I mean, that's the internet. So we got to separate the internet from real life. So on the internet algorithm, that sounds good. People say the 50-50, but that's not really what's going on. Most of the time, a guy is taking care of most of the situation. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't do that. Hell no, but she gonna come with some. We're gonna build together. But society, as a normal married, you know what I'm saying, life in America, the guy is coming with more, and a woman most likely is gonna be a housewife and things of that nature. So like, what is she giving up? She probably wasn't doing that well by her own self anyway. She's coming to the crib, don't worry about nothing but a kid and taking care of house. And in the day, we could buy a nanny for $200 a damn week. We get a chef for $100 a week.
In the perfect world, I'm more like the perfect world, because actually most families in America that are in that situation that you're saying, they can't even get to the end of the world with the bills, right?
Yeah. Most people ain't got $1,000 saved.
So you saying that the husband will make sure that you're well taken care of, you're gonna have this beautiful house, these beautiful kids, you can get a nanny. That's in the perfect world.
No, that's
the rich guys. Most people in America, because we're talking about the rich guys now.
Yeah, we can take it down to normal.
Most guys in America are not rich.
Facts.
See, her reality is skewed already because she makes so much money on OnlyFans. If you strip that away from her, she's gonna go back to being a regular female. She's gonna have to figure it out. She's gonna have to get a career field, and she's gonna have to try and compete with everybody else. It's only because she is an internet sensation for her physicality. The woman is 6'7", goddamn, almost 300 pounds, and she built like a stallion. That is going to be why she makes so much money, and that is the problem on how she thinks. And that's why you gonna have these women that's gonna be in these categories to where they can think like this, they can move like this. Just don't influence people thinking that all of them are gonna be like you.
I don't know what generalization you're making right now.
Right.
Most marriage in America, common marriage, is where a woman and a man work to pay the bills.
Not majority.
And at the same time, okay, even if it's not the case, even if the woman doesn't work, they don't get to the end of the month with the bills. They struggle with the bills.
And who got to take care of that?
We struggle with the bills. And what happened when, after 5 years, 10 years of marriage, a 30-year-old woman with kids can do with her life after being with a working
you better pick the right
years.
person. So you better pick the right person.
It's always the woman's fault.
Yeah, you got to pick the right guy.
And it's never the fault. They never have no responsibility.
I'm not saying it's not his fault.
They always have all the liability.
But she's going to have to deal with it more.
Wow.
But if you know that you're going to have to...
the mentality that I'm talking.
No, what I'm saying is...
both accountability or anything like
it's not about not having accountability. If a guy leave a woman like, he's wrong, he's up, but a woman knows she bears more results of it.
I think we're talking about who sacrifices more things in the marriage, and I'm putting you in the position that most women are in this situation. You are 40, your husband is 40.
Yeah.
When you divorce that man, what, as a woman, after being with her working for 20, 10 years, whatever, what can you do with your life with 5 kids and a house that you need to pay?
The jig is up.
What?
You chose the wrong guy.
What else you do?
You chose the wrong guy. You should have did it.
She need to understand biology. You can't be mad at the way how the creator made everything set up. She don't understand about mitigating risk. The thing about it is, if you get with a good guy that's willing to take care of you, die for you, put you on life insurance policies, put you on house deeds, the whole nine. If you get with guys that, have you set up, you don't have to worry about all these things. But the thing about it, that you worry about all the problems before you think about the success of it, you're always going to fail at it. You have to look at the positives. Don't be pessimistic. She has a pessimistic mindset because she's making so much money now. No guy can come into her life and make her happy.
Oh, listen, if you're a woman and a guy you over, it's your fault.
Yes.
It's your fault. It's not the fault of the guy for being a
He's up too, but
it's your.
But if I know if this goes bad,
oh boy.
As a man, we will think like this. If this goes bad, and I know these kids are gonna be with me, I'm gonna do whatever I got to make sure this work right, and I'm gonna pick the right person. A man would do that because we're logical. Women going off emotional. She just gonna go with the guy because she like him. She not analyzing the whole spectrum. If a guy was gonna be left with kids and live by himself, if this go wrong, he's gonna make sure he picks the right situation.
Did that ever happen? Or
but like majority of the time they got 50-50
it's not
anyway.
Majority. Now you're putting like something that is totally in your mind as something losing totally idea that that's
He gave you a theory. If the guy did have the kids, he in his mind, if we had to have kids and bear children and then we get left alone, we're gonna make sure that we choose something correct for the future. That's what he's saying.
Doesn't even exist. It doesn't even happen. So,
but I'm saying if it did happen.
So for that rule of 3, if aliens come to the planet Earth, I will give them like rats so they can raise it. You know?
I want them to come.
Crazy ass,
I want to raise them. But what I'm saying is that if a guy was in that position that a woman would be.
But a guy's never in that position.
Because, exactly. So you got to deal with what you got.
You cannot talk about things that don't happen.
But you got to deal with what it is.
That's just ideas.
Those
are no facts.
So what the facts are then.
If I have a I will not fuck about.
Hey, you gotta relax. I hope you don't keep on saying that. You 6'7" now with that damn voice. You're scaring everybody. But what I'm saying is this, though.
You cannot really say that. Ben would do this.
No, of course not. So what I'm saying is, as a woman, you know what you bear if this goes wrong. So move accordingly. So it's your fault because you know this go bad. It's gonna be bad for you. You should know this.
Honestly, this is when it comes like if you want women to be aware of what it comes with being married and what will happen to them after being married, nobody will get married. So you guys should be appreciated.
I'm cool.
I don't know down women out there.
That's them guys. I would be cool.
Open to actually marry a guy at this point.
I don't know why she don't understand from her country that the women need the men. See, like I said, we are in first world countries to where women feel like they are separate from men. I don't know how we think that you don't need a guy. Society was developed and sustained by men. So now you feel like you can make money. That's the problem where this is the extreme form of feminism where you feel like you make money, you don't need the opposite sex. We make money, we don't feel like we don't need the opposite sex. We still want women. We make the money to acquire more women. But when women start making the money, it seems like it's a problem now to where, you know what, all these guys are trying to control me. They're trying to, they're going to leave me at the end of the road. I don't want to have kids anymore. I'm just going to do me. That is crazy. That's why a lot of people feel that women make money for independence of men, not for just trying to build a family better or to uplift their man. They do it so that they don't need a man.
I don't care about no marriage. I'm not doing it no way.
I'm not doing no marriage.
Especially if you got money, like it's totally a disadvantage for me.
Because if women were aware of what it comes and how it's gonna end 90% of the times, trust me, nobody will be married right now.
I think they would be, but they just take a better vetting process and really courting.
A person can wake up one day and doesn't want you no more.
75% of marriages are initiated, divorces are initiated by women.
Because what happened? The man cheat.
You should have.
The man abused.
Why did you go? How was you with a guy you didn't know he was like?
You're gonna know 10 years before that your man was gonna cheat.
Why don't you court him for 10 years? You better court him for a long time.
People change 10 years after people just change.
Then
it's
why
not
you
the same no
divorce?
more.
It's supposed to be no divorce. You're supposed to be under God. It's supposed to be forever. You're supposed to work that stuff out. Why are you leaving me?
Men don't even give a fuck about that. They leave the woman. They go cheat. But
I'm coming home though.
If we're going about God, the Bible says to don't cheat on your woman.
But you can pray and repent for your sins.
They're still cheating.
You can repent. You can repent
for your sins.
Yes.
Okay. Will you be with a woman that cheated on you but still repented for your sins?
Nah, she shouldn't do that. The woman different.
Stop trying that.
A woman different.
It's not different.
It is different.
It's not different.
Because you cheat, baby, you can fuck up the whole ecosystem. I could get 100 girls pregnant today, every day of the week. You get pregnant once, you down for a whole year.
What is that? What they say nobody wants like a lock that can be unlocked by any key.
Yeah.
Now nobody wants a toothpaste that has been brushed by 100.
They do. They want it all in their mouth.
No, because they're stupid.
That's a special toothbrush.
And you guys should be so grateful about how many stupid women are in this society.
It's a blessing. But at the same time,
how easy to manipulate they are, right?
That's not a good analogy. I just want to pause real quick. That is a horrible analogy to say a toothbrush that's brushing many mouths. That's not the same as because see, the key unlocking other boxes, the key to unlock a box has to be skillful still. That's why it's a key at that point. And if it unlocks multiple boxes, that key is going to be skillful. Now, I know that analogy is a little bit more, it's one of them ones where it's like, okay, this dude is trying to be a degenerate by sleeping with a whole bunch of women. The analogy is meant to say that the guy is probably a little more attractive because he can acquire multiple women. That's what it's going to boil down to.
That's true. That's true.
A blessing.
But at the same time, women should be happy when they hear these conversations because actually women get mad they shouldn't because like me talking like this, we be it up. We actually tell y'all to do the right thing.
Actually, this is most of the time, this is like 90% of how men think in America.
Right.
So he thinks that always is gonna be your fault. Whatever the you do with your life,
I wouldn't say it's your fault.
You chooses, I recommend you to wake up And understanding that even a man, when he's telling you that he loves you and he this, most of the times it's performative.
That's true.
And what they actually think deep down is what he's thinking right now.
That's true.
So you better wake up as a woman.
Yes, and you should.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that. I want these women to have great households and have great families and pick the right guy for them.
But 90% of the time, it's not going to happen.
It is difficult.
That's why I encourage my women to actually
So you say be on get crack for the money.
No, only if you are doing law, go pursue your law school.
Okay.
If you want to be a doctor, go do a doctor.
Yeah.
Like,
what's funny is that she naming all these careers that were still created by men. All these things in society, all this propagation of society was still created by men. All these jobs or whatnot, all these fields that she talking about women that go into and pursue, those are things that were created by men. Because if you just go back to how society is structured, you're going to have man and woman. Man is usually going to dictate how the society is going to be run because we are going to be the strongest sex in the tribe. I don't understand this, man. That's why I say sometimes we get in these social constructs where we start sounding crazy when we start speaking.
Giving away your privacy is not for everybody. There's a lot of women that they cannot do it. They won't be able to do it. You know what I mean? That's the thing. Like, that's how I know that I chose the right path.
We could.
That's how I know that I actually chose the right path, because all the mental problems and all that repent and all that, I don't feel it.
Right.
Because I have here in the balance how is society, what I'm gaining, and what I could lose but don't do what I do.
Yeah.
So it's for me. It doesn't mean that it's for a lot of for other people.
Facts.
That's why these women might want to quit after 1 year, because it was not for you, and you still have thought about it before actually doing it. You know what I mean?
So you think like majority of the women that do it, they okay with it, or most of them do have regrets after?
I think that 50-50. In my industry, I know something that I notice a lot, right? A lot of people in my industry, they use drugs and alcohol and party to try to cope with what they're doing. And it gets crazy because they just do it every day. Listen, if you with the lifestyle that you're having, what you're doing for work, for living, if you need to be drugging and drinking until you really fall asleep every day, that's not for you.
Yeah. That lets you know that this shit is already a gamble. Even my busy day and schedule, I don't want to smoke weed and alcohol every day to cope with it. See, that's why I know that a lot of these fields people don't need to get into. And if you have to do that to stay in it, that's probably not something you should be doing. And then you're going to understand later on down the line how it's going to hurt you traumatically. And that you probably won't be able to recover from it as much as you think you are, because all that whole I'm making a whole bunch of money, you might be making the cash now, but can you keep it and can you flip it and make more money when you get out of it? That's going to be the thing. But most people, they live in the moment. So they're going to make that cash and they're going to buy this and buy that and buy that. They're going to get nice things, nice apartments. And most people can't manage their money correctly. And before you know it, you're going to be broke again and you're trying to hit the next trick to try and get it back.
Go get something healthier, because you're going to literally end up with overdose one day.
That's real.
You know what I mean?
That's real.
But again, the same way that you said that people choose, like women, choose the wrong man. Yeah. There is people that choose the wrong career.
That's the fact.
So
they do it a little, and not only that field, they doing like other jobs too. People really go crazy, like working a regular job too. They pick the wrong field of, because I know doctors that hate their job because they got to be there so long. The money might sound good.
So they're saying, even if I hated my job, doctors still stay there because they want the money.
Hell
right?
yeah. Yeah, so it's difficult. It's extreme. They ain't out there, goddamn, you know what I'm saying, on tape for everybody in the world to see their kids, to see their family. That's a different type of, you see what I'm saying?
But it have its risks.
Hell yeah.
You know what I mean?
Most definitely.
Yeah, I totally understand what you're saying.
And a lot of them have divorces because they work so long, and you see what I'm saying? So it comes with, everything comes with it.
Yeah, there is just so many like different like paths and options that you have can be like. Facts. When we're making a statement and I cannot really like prove 100% that
you can't generalize it.
I can't really talk because a whole different world, different world. The people that is behind you, a whole other different world, like all different experiences. Yeah. So I don't like to generalize.
So we can't generalize, but at the same time, there is our facts and numbers.
There is an understanding. I recognize that women in this society, they are stupid as and they are really easy to manipulate. And I understand as well that a lot of men in this society, they are manipulative, narcissist people that take advantage of women.
But she ain't mentioned none of the guys that are good guys out there that get overlooked. See, she ain't talking about those guys. She talking about only the successful guys who can acquire women. And that's usually the only ones they think about. The rest of the guys, invisible.
Majority.
Yeah, majority. No, because majority of men don't even get. Like the average man, this is fact, you could Google it. The average man only 4 girls in his entire life. So the average little human dude ain't getting.
Yeah.
We talk organic. This man said average little dude human. Damn.
Talking about the top killers of the world. We devour everything, right? But women don't want them regular dudes. So why are they even doing that? They put themselves in that predicament for with a great white when you shouldn't be in the ocean with this guy unless you know what you signed up for.
Yeah.
See, that
would you be with a girl that she has 0 bodies but she doesn't attract you physically at all just because she loves you and she's pure?
Like be my woman?
Yeah.
I have her around. She could take care of shit, and
Exactly,
she rich too. She got a bag too. She got money. She taking care of me.
The money part, at the same time, realize this. We're talking about the money. I'm just talking about the fact that it's a nice girl, it's pure virgin, and it will give you the world, and it will treat you amazing.
Get her out of here.
So the same happen with women, because if you're not attracted physically to somebody, you usually don't go and pursue that person because attraction is something biological.
Majority of these women, though, they are not attracted to somebody who's on their level.
Exactly.
That's the problem too.
I think that most of the time women are looking for physical appearance when we are talking about appealing and liking a guy. Because I know so many women that if a fine guy...
No, that's true.
You know what I mean? Like, the first thing that we look is like, how attractive is this person?
Yes.
And when a person is attractive, you actually start forgetting and putting things aside that you will not put aside.
Right.
So this men that you tell me that they have 4 bodies in their whole life, they don't want them. I already see how they look.
That's what I'm saying.
See, that's the problem. But guess what? The woman that's on their level that should be qualified for him, she don't want him. That's the problem. She's still betting outside of her league. She tried to give the scenario of an ugly woman, but very sweet. Organic can get better though. That will be submissive. There's going to be certain girls that's going to lock in for him that might not lock in for another guy. So that scenario that she gave should be obsolete at that point. That doesn't make sense. The thing about it is the average guys, the women that are on their level, they're not looking at them. That's where the ecosystem is getting imbalanced.
But what I'm saying is, right, and you're right, but majority of these women are really in this same guy's category, but they'll a guy that's like me that's all the way up here.
A lot of these men are in the same women category.
You gotta let me finish my damn statement.
And they be pursuing bad because it's what they are attracted to. And women like bad as well. Yeah.
I mean, of course, but what I'm saying is majority of the time, but if a guy pursuing bad, they got money, they got all the other stuff that the woman likes. They ain't got to be the best looking. Majority guys, women always say that, it's not that many good looking guys in the world. But they got everything else women want. The money, the power, the talk. They got that. Okay. Not you. We talking majority.
Yeah, of course,
you know that. You got friends that's like that.
I don't know how many rich men have a 4 body count.
No, not them.
Yeah, okay.
We ain't talking about them.
Okay.
So what I'm saying is the women will take a guy that might be ugly, but he got money, he cool, he's smart. Yeah. They'll take him. He ain't got to be the best looking.
Yeah.
But a regular looking guy, he ain't got a chance in life like that. And on top of that, these women, right, they be regular women that's on this guy level, but they can mess with a guy that's up here because he just want to, and they feel like they're up here because they the guy up here. No, you should be going for a guy right here. You ain't nobody special.
Yeah.
But they feel like they special because they him, and that will up the ecosystem. That's the problem.
I understand.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I understand.
So they be like, I just gonna fuck with him, baby. You ain't no better than him just because you see what I'm saying, baby. You're normal. Yeah. But they feel like they up here because they the guy up here. He don't want to be with you.
That comes from the fact that people don't have their priorities straight.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's the
whole dynamic. Yeah, that's the whole mess that we got going on right now.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah. And it's more on the women's side because a guy can't win. He can't just choose up. He ain't got a chance. He got to get some money. You got to know how to talk. If you're a regular looking normal guy, but a normal looking LeBron James, Drake, anybody.
And you can have an OnlyFans and make millions.
Come on now. You got a fat ass, put a little plump on there.
I understand.
So this guy got it hard.
Yeah, they have it hard.
And super.
Yeah, I know.
God bless him. He got to do what he got to do.
So I understand.
So it's different.
Yeah.
And
Organic won the debate, and we're gonna leave it. I'll play a little bit more of this.
That's what it is, and it's a dynamic there. So that's why when some of these guys though, they'll go get some money. They'll get them some steroids. Now they didn't push themselves up. So now they on a war path because they was played with their whole life. Now I'm gonna get these. I'm gonna play with them. I'm gonna lie to them. Yeah, because now I got the advantage, and that's majority of the rich guys. Every rich guy that you see now aren't the athletes, ain't the rappers, the cool guys. That's a small 0.1%. Most of these motherfuckers are nerds that came up, and they on a war path manipulating because they ain't never got their whole life. And
he got a point on that. We're gonna leave it right there. Organic won the debate. I like to keep it right there. Organic won that debate hands down. I ain't gonna lie, she's heavy on the talking, and her perspective is gonna be from a pessimistic view. So someone can say that she is right because of all the dangers that can happen with females choosing guys, but the sad part about it is that she's lacking on the accountability side. See, we live in a society now where women think men and women are so equal that one can't see when one has more leverage. And I don't understand how she can't see where if men seek out women to where they're going to have a little bit more leverage to options, choosing potential, their options are way more open than men. It's very imbalanced on that end. You know, I know we live in an equality society, but men ain't getting the same attention that women get. Even the most average woman is still getting seeking by high level guys. Now, whether that guy want to sleep with her for the, you know, just to have fun or whatnot, or really take care of her, she gonna have to figure that out. But the thing about it is that you can get in these positions because guess what? Let's say you have a baby with the wrong guy, but he rich as hell. Let's say you happen to mess up, but you mess up with the right guy. You win at that point still. There is no messing up as a guy with the right woman or the wrong woman, because if you mess up, you just mess up. It don't matter. Can you luck up? There's going to be rare times that a guy can luck up and get a woman pregnant that's super better than himself and end up getting taken care of. It's not going to happen like that because she batting in a league to where she's already mitigating that risk based off biology. She don't even think. That's what I'm saying. Women move a certain way to where they don't even try to do these traits. It's already in them. We don't see it like that, but they move that hypergamy and whatnot. That's a real thing. And they do it just natural a lot of the times. But this woman's reality is skewed because of the ability to earn on OnlyFans. See, when women have these opportunities where they can make this fast money like that, just like a woman going to be a hoe or an escort, a prostitute on the streets, they don't never want to get in a healthy situation because they feel like they can outpace what a man at home can do. The only way they feel like they can win is if they get a guy that's hella successful. And they know that guy's probably never going to get with them because you are in that type of field. They might have sex with you or whatnot, but they ain't going to take you serious. So for them, they feel like they got to stay in it. Her making that $400,000 or whatnot, I think she said the highest she made a month was like $400,000 in another video or whatnot. Her making that type of money, that is not normal on a grand scale of what society looks like on income earned. When you look at males, females, of course the average male still makes more than the average female, but even those numbers are going to be like 30,000 something for a woman, 40, 50,000 for a man. So those numbers are way lower. And, you know, she said that per month. So her view of reality is skewed at that point. She doesn't even understand what real life looks like. And to be 19 with her first relationship to 22 now, this is just gonna be a waste, man. I hate to say it. This is gonna be somebody who has to put their hand on the stove to get burned. If they get burned, and if they stay there, that's gonna be on them. Everybody ain't gonna be able to be saved. I do think the biggest problem with this though is the influence, I think, possibly, you know. But I think what I do understand is that a lot of these women, they might, and she even said that it's going to be 50-50. I hope that she's still preaching, saying that all y'all ain't going to be successful in this whole OF journey that you try and, you know, pursue. Some of y'all might make it, and some of y'all won't. Do you have the drive? I mean, are you willing to fight and die for it? That's damn near how you got to look at it. But the problem is that the way our society's going, it's not attractive to be a wife anymore. It's not attractive to be a mother anymore. It's really just about making money, take care of yourself, live like a guy. See, women want to live like a guy. The whole what their biological, you know, need is in society is fleeting fast, and we got to be careful. This is why sometimes I understand why the men of old age back in the day, I understand why they tried to contain the female nature. Don't get me wrong. I know it looks wrong when you kind of think about it, the way how we contain women, but if you really think about it, woman's femininity on like just running rampant, it can destroy society because the things that they can do and get away with for coin and just in general, it's always going to be able to just break down a guy because most of their full benefit is what guys thirst over. And if we don't contain that, you're going to have a bunch of guys out here destroying themselves. That's why I say, man, women still got a lot of power in society. I'm never going to sit right here and say that, oh, men create society, this and that. Women got way more power than they actually believe, but they don't really understand it, so that they just throw it all over the place. And now to throw out and say guys aren't useful or beneficial or having families, y'all, we just got to wait and see how the future holds, man. And just hopefully we can, you know, somehow reset a lot of these people's minds, men and women, and we can, you know, come out with some type of end goal. I'll make sure I have the video linked in the description so y'all can watch it in its entirety, man. Organik, as always. He always be cooking. He be spitting facts. He come from a place of, understanding his own way and how he made it out and the privileges that he has as a man. Like he said, being like, I think he like, 6'6", 6'7", something like that. He understand the privileges that he has by being, height inclined. And then the success that he's made. We all understand these things. It's the women sometimes that be skewed on that. Make sure I like the video. Comment below. This is your guy, JayBReacts. Until next time, y'all. Peace.